Hello my friends, amigos, back in the kitchen, and it's still winter, and I was lucky enough to get this from my daughter's garden. She gave it to me yesterday. I don't know if you're familiar with this Romanesco vegetable. It's a winter vegetable. There we go again with winter vegetables. It's a sort of flower cabbage from the broccoli family, which is wonderful in the kitchen. It's so pretty. Look at it. And it's full of vitamins and minerals. And what can I say about Romanesco? The color just tells you everything, how attractive it is. What are we going to do with it? Today it's Romanesco cabbage or broccoli for lunch. And we are simply going to bake it. We're not going to boil it, which we could, and do a gratin, but we are keeping it simple today and trying to keep all the vitamins, and so we avoid boiling it. We'll be gently baking it with a bit of extra virgin olive oil and a few herbs. I've got rosemary, which goes very well with the Romanesco, and I happen to have a bit of fennel, which I will, tiny bit of fennel, which I will also add, okay? And also, you know, the Romanesco, we'll be serving it with a few slices of smoked trout, which I bought yesterday, okay? And which comes from the rivers around here. Lucky enough we are to have trout. And at the end of the baking we'll be using a tiny bit of double cream or sour cream, whichever you prefer, okay? It is optional, all right? But I'll tell you what we do with it later. So the ingredients, basically the Romanesco, broccoli, bit of salt and pepper, the olive oil, and optional as well, a few drops of, I've got sherry vinegar here, but any good quality vinegar will do, okay? So there we go. So what I've done is I've washed the Romanesco, okay? I've removed the broad leaves around it, and it's ready to go on the baking tray. And I thought I'd use my best looking baking tray today because it's such a pretty vegetable, don't you think? Okay, so we need to perhaps oil it a little bit, and I'm placing a few, you know, a bit of thick sea salt, all right, okay, and I'm going to place the broccoli upside down like this, all right, a bit more around here, okay, and I'll be using salt and extra virgin olive oil for the baking. Okay, just a tiny bit of pepper, and finally the magic herbs, bit of rosemary. This is fresh rosemary which I got from the garden today. I just love the smell of it. Okay, just one sprig of rosemary is more than enough, and I happen to have this bit of fennel grains, and that will also add to the flavor. Okay, so I think it's ready to go in the oven now. We want it to bake for about 20, maximum, between 15 and 20 minutes, medium height, at 180 degrees, okay? And what I'm going to do is, after 10 minutes or, you know, more or less, I'm going to turn it over so that it bakes on both sides equally well, okay? Ooh, I'm happy. My husband just finished pruning this olive tree. It has taken all morning to do it. You can see the small branches and twigs, which I will have to rake in this afternoon. Our cat Maria smelled the smoked trout and she came begging, almost knocking on the door. So I've saved a few tiny scraps of the trout for her, poor thing, because it's quite rather cold out there. So, okay, I think this is ready to get out of the oven. So, right. It's been 18 minutes, baking gently, and the smell is unbelievable. Oh, just look at it. Okay. So now, for the final touch, okay, a bit of another sprinkle of olive oil, okay, another touch of thick sea salt, all right, and optional, there are two choices here. I'm going to use a bit of double cream or sour cream, but you could skip that if you don't want any cream in the dish and use a bit of sherry vinegar or any other kind of good quality vinegar. The vinegar, the combination of olive oil and vinegar, it's a classic in Spanish cuisine, okay? But I'm going to be a bit daring and use a bit of the sour cream here, because I think it really goes very, very well with the Romanesco broccoli, okay? So, ready to go on the plate. I think I'll add just a few more extra drops of this lovely sour cream I have here, also for decoration, all right? And look how pretty it can look. A bit of winter veggies and the smoked trout for you. Buen provecho!